dominated by Senegal, who've won the last 3 editions, including defeating Mozambique in the final on home sand last year. And we're going to have the national anthems before the action gets underway in this Group B decider today, starting with the national anthem of Uganda.
For the national anthem of Uganda.
The national anthem of Uganda. Time now for the national anthem of their opponents today, Egypt. National anthem of Egypt. And a massive game this for the Egyptians, who need the victory here against Uganda if they are to advance to the semi-final. maybe against Madagascar yesterday, which you can understand given the nature of their defeat against Senegal, but that rousing comeback will have really lifted spirits, and I imagine the mood in the camp was pretty good last night as they prepared for this one. But they want to be in the semi-finals. That means getting a result here against the Egyptians, which would arguably be a bigger upset than it was by beating Madagascar, a team who've got a great track record in the competition, even if maybe they're not as strong now as they once were. Foul on Costa. And an early free kick opportunity then for Egypt. Costa is okay. Well, is it a free kick or is it? Let's see what the referee is going to do here to restart the action. Costa lining it up. He is going to have a free run at this from pretty much dead on halfway. Chance for Egypt to get the early breakthrough. Costa strikes it. Really powerfully hit, but over the bar. Unable to force a save from Samson Kiria. Launches it long forward towards the far side. He was looking for Isma Kawawulo. Mohamed El Sayed. Egypt coming forward again. It's a game that on paper you would expect them to win, but given what we've seen in the last couple of days, really hard to predict with any conviction what might happen. Hassan Hussein to take it, lifts it up to the back post, and it was Costa who headed it wide. Big chance for Egypt to get the breakthrough in this game. I do wonder if this match is going to be quite as open as some of the others we've seen, given how high the stakes are now. Brilliant ball into the middle from Lubuama, and Brian Nkubi with the effort off target. Pleased to say that he's wearing the number 9 jersey today, because he had the number 13 jersey on yesterday. Did have the right number on his shorts. Didn't prevent him from scoring that brilliant quadruple, including a hat-trick in the third period alone. Turned over to a Uganda ball. Lubuama back the way to the goalkeeper Samson Kiria. Send it forward again, the Route 1 approach, a brilliant header and a flying save from El Sayed. The shot is blocked at the other end and safely into the arms of Samson Kiria. Brian Nkubi loses out to stronger Hassan Hussein, and the shot takes a wicked bounce. It's that area of the sand which is incredibly unpredictable. Egypt getting ready to make a first change. We're going to see Hosseini coming on. Costa making way as the ball breaks right in front of the Egyptian goal. Stands beginning to fill up a bit more. The local supporters will be heartened by the first result of the day. Mozambique heading through to the semi-finals, albeit they have a really tough task ahead of them against Senegal in the last 4. Senegal, I'd expect, will top the group with 3 wins from 3 when they play Madagascar later, as that ball comes into the middle, collected by Samson Kiria. He sends it forward again early. Kubi with the shot on the turn. Mohamed Loha is getting ready to come on for Egypt as the substitutions continue to roll. Uganda will make 4 changes. They're going to change all their outfield players in a moment. Lukuya, the captain, among the players coming on. Jonathan Kikonyogo enters the fray, as does Opuli as well, the number 4. Peko Lukuya still waiting to come on, in fact. Godfrey Luezibawa is standing over the free kick here. He was a central cog in the Ugandan performance yesterday against Madagascar. Hits it. Wide of the post from the Ugandan number 7. Ahmed El Sayed. Launch it forward long. There's the shot from Loha, saved by the keeper. It's going to be another Egyptian corner. Mohamed Loha, the number 10. This Egyptian team will feel they should be reaching the semi-finals of this competition, but they've got to do the job out on the sand. Uganda wanted the free kick. It's forward by Samson Kiria. Might just fall for Godfrey Luezibawa. Egypt preparing another couple of changes here. Still Peko Lukuya waits to come on. Ambrose Kigozi. It's going to be an Egyptian free kick. Challenge on Hosseini. Egypt, remember, coming here, I think, with high hopes, having reached the final of the recent COSAFA Championships played in Durban. Did lose to Senegal in the final, but have them hoping that they can perhaps go all the way to the final again. Beaten by Senegal yesterday, but not completely torn apart by a very strong Senegalese team, albeit it was 6-4 in the end. But when you look at what Senegal did in their first game against Uganda, 10-1 victory. Would suggest that it wasn't that bad a performance from the Pharaohs. Former bronze medalists in this competition, the Egyptians. Still, we await the first goal here. It's going to be an Egyptian free kick for the challenge. Mustafa Ahmed, the player caught just in front of his own goal. He's going to line this one up from a long-range free kick, with the chance for Egypt to get the breakthrough in this game midway through the first period here in Vilankulu in this Group B decider. Mustafa Ahmed to take it. Drive it in on his left foot. No, he's going to play it forward. Loha looking to tee himself up for the overhead. Opuli. Flighted forward and headed away by Mustafa Ahmed. Egypt are going to send, you would say, their main attacking threat back into the fray in a second. Mustafa Zaidan Lofty's side. Looking for the opening goal, and they've got it in that remarkable fashion. Egypt draw first blood against Uganda, and Mustafa Ahmed takes the credit. Well, it was a throw out from the Ugandan keeper and just returned first time. Uganda respond with a flurry of changes. Egypt have the lead. Great start then for the Egyptians. And here they come again. Mustafa Shaban Ahmed's goal, giving the Pharaohs the early advantage. In the first period. How will Uganda respond to that? The cushioned effort, which may just have clipped the top of the crossbar on its way through. Now then, might just be a card here, is it, for Luboama? Certainly, yeah, it's a booking for Joshua Leti Luboama. Mohamed Loha was the player who was caught, and very audible cry from him as the challenge came in. And not sure Luboama really needed to do that. He's picked up the booking, and it's going to be a chance for Egypt from a dead ball to increase their advantage here. What Egypt really want is to get to the final and get to the World Cup after a couple of bronze medals in this competition in the past. Angelo Shirinzi is the Uganda coach and a manager with terrific experience, of course. Shirinzi got to the World Cup final with Switzerland. Looking to lead another landlocked nation to success in beach soccer. Mohamed Loha will take this kick when the chance comes for him. The clock is still stopped here. Just clearing a spot to line up the shot then. Mohamed Loha, the Egyptian number 10, looking to increase the Pharaohs' lead. Drives it just wide. That was a big chance, and the Egyptian coach knows it. Collected by the Egyptian keeper then. No. It's going to be Uganda ball. Spending too long on the ball there in their own area. And they've gifted a chance to the Sand Cranes here to get back on level terms. No surprise that it's going to be Brian Nkubi to take this, the hero of the win against Madagascar yesterday. Great variety in the goals he scored as well. Fancies lining this one up from range. Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed, the Egyptian goalkeeper, get ready to face this. From halfway, Nkubi strikes it. And pammed behind at the second attempt from El Sayed for the Ugandan corner. Angelo Shirinzi watching on. He was only appointed in September. Shirinzi, it was Salim Muwonge who led the team in their successful qualification campaign before reverting to the role of assistant to Shirinzi. Another Egyptian player down. Mezi Bawa looking for a teammate in the middle, and the acrobatic overhead attempt over the top. Mezi Bawa again. Well, that would have been some effort had he found a target from there, as Egypt prepared to send on Ahmed Mohamed El Shahat into the fray. Egypt with the edge, but this one is very finely balanced, you have to say, at the moment. Nkubi could get that under control, concedes the free kick against Mustafa Samir. Well, that was the incident a few moments ago. This was the free kick that's just been awarded. Mustafa Samir with the captain's armband on brought down, and he's going to have the chance to hit this. Hassan Hussein is getting ready to return to the action for the Egyptians. Second goal before the end of the first period would do them very nicely indeed, but it's over the bar from Mustafa Samir. Fed through, and maybe a chance for Costa. Goalkeeper just too alert, got to that one first. Luezi Bawa again. Egypt have seen their North African rivals, Morocco, finish on top of Group A. Can they advance from Group B? They've yet to win a game, certainly in normal time. They needed penalties to get the better of Madagascar. Threw away a really comfortable position at the end of normal time in that game. Now, what's the decision here? Bekir Lukuya is the player who's been caught by Ahmed Mohamed El Shahat, and it's a Ugandan penalty. Heading towards the end of the first period, big chance then for the Sand Cranes to draw level. Bekir Lukuya had a penalty saved yesterday, but he scores this one. And Uganda are back on level terms against Egypt. Well, that will do his confidence the world of good. It wasn't the best penalty in the world, but I suppose if you hit it really low, that close to the goalkeeper, it's going to be hard for him to save it, and El Sayed couldn't keep it out. Bekir Lukuya's goal. His penalty that was saved against Madagascar ultimately didn't matter, of course, because of the comeback that followed from the Sand Cranes, but he's made it 1-1 here, keeping this one very much on edge. It's a Ugandan free kick this time. To say that Uganda's reaction to their hammering against Senegal has been outstanding. Semi-finalists just last year, they have begun to develop a real pedigree. And looking to return to the Final Four then for the second consecutive AFCON. At the moment, this scoreline does suit them. The free kick is a long way out, and nothing to trouble Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed. Mentioned that recent COSAFA Championship, Senegal beating Egypt in the final. They defeated Uganda in the semi-finals 10-3. So fair to say that Uganda do not enjoy playing against the Senegalese. Then again, who does? Forward by Samson Kiria. And, well, it was brave play from the Ugandan player up against El Sayed, who came to punch that. Did he make any contact with the player? Play continues. El Sayed forwards, again grappling between the Egyptian attacker and the Ugandan defender. Ismail Bakat is the player who has been penalised this time. There's been a lot of that in the first period of this game. He's going to get a talking to from the official. Kawawulu not in a hurry to get back up again. Keep an eye on the left of your screen. You can see them really scrapping with one another. And Ismail Bakat dragging the Ugandan defender to the floor. And so it's a free kick for the Sand Cranes. Again, it's a long way out this. It's going to take something special to beat El Sayed in goal from there. Coming towards the end of the first period then. Free kick is once more off target. It's been a bit scrappy, this contest so far. Lifted forward by Hassan Hussein. Nodded down by Costa into the arms of Samson Kiria. Brian Nkubi. Godfrey Lwezibawa for Uganda. Senegal against Madagascar to come. Senegal chasing a third win in as many games in the group. Madagascar looking to avoid finishing without a single point. So free kick is given Egypt's way, and the call is there from Costa for the card to be shown. I've already seen one Ugandan player cautioned. Kabawula on that occasion with the infringement. So what can Egypt do from this free kick? Costa hits it. Well over the top from him. Egypt looking to return to the semis. They missed out last year, having got there in 2016 and in 2018. Neither occasion did they manage to get beyond the semi-finals. They finished third, in fact, by beating Morocco on each occasion. Well, Morocco could be their opponents in the semi-finals if they can get the 3 points here today. Egypt were also semi-finalists in 2011. And they beat Madagascar to take third place in the final reckoning. Handball perhaps, not given, sent forward, and it will be a goal kick for Uganda. Samson Kiria with the long throw, looking for Godfrey Lwezibawa. That ball stayed in play. On the shot, that occasion from Hosseini, saved once again by Samson Kiria. It's been a real scrap, hasn't it? The Egyptians regularly hitting the deck. Are we going to get another goal then right at the end of the first period? Lots of fouls and free kicks so far in this game. It's a wayward attempt once more from Hassan Hussein. And that should be that for the first period then. Whistle goes and it's 1-1 after the first period of this final Group B game for Uganda and Egypt. Uganda beginning the day in a stronger position on 3 points to Egypt's 1, and coming from behind, conceding early on to Mustafa Ahmed. Baker Lukuya's penalty making it 1 apiece, and still all to play for with the semi-finals up for grabs. As Egypt starting the stronger of the two teams. And that goal in rather remarkable fashion. Credited to Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. The question is, did he get the touch or did it come off the Ugandan player? When you see it there, looks like it might have come off the head of the Ugandan, possibly came off the chest of the Egyptian, but the penalty from Baker Lukuya was what brought Uganda back on level terms within 3 minutes of that setback. And Angelo Shirinzi's team will be really pleased with their response to falling behind. Mustafa Zeydan Lofty then, some words for his Egyptian players. Assistant coach in 2016 when Egypt came third in this competition. 2018 they were third again. That was Beach Soccer Cup of Nations played in Egypt at Sharm el Sheikh. Bit of entertainment between the first and second periods here in Vilankulu today. And the Egyptian players in the background trying to maintain their focus. Senegal-Madagascar will be the final game of today's triple header from 3:30. And we'll be underway then in the second period very shortly between Uganda and Egypt. One apiece. I did wonder if this might be a slightly less high-scoring game than some of the other ones we've seen in the last few days here in Mozambique, given how high the stakes are. Took a penalty to beat Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed in the Egyptian goal in the first period. Shot driven into the Egyptian wall. We are underway again. 1-1 then between Uganda and Egypt. The Sand Cranes with a quick reply to falling behind in the first period here. Shot comes in. Shooting in general has been pretty wayward in open play. Forward by El Sayed, looking for the overhead kick attempt. Didn't really get hold of that. It's saved by Samson Kiria. Mustafa Shaban Ahmed credited with Egypt's opening goal today. Egypt with some defending to do at the moment. He heads it away. Picked up by Kiko Diogo. Back to the keeper again. Angelo Shirinzi preparing more changes. Beko Lukuya, the captain, is one of those who's going to return to the fray, or is he? He's having to wait his turn again. Egypt appeal for the foul, not far from goal. Godfrey Lwezibawa. Lubwama's getting ready to come back on. Forward by Samson Kiria. El Sayed. Mustafa Shaban Ahmed back to him. The shot from long range. Samson Kiria will restart. Uganda do make the change. Lubwama returning to the fray. Jonathan Kikonyogo is the player who's made way for him. Forward by Costa. Again, an Egyptian player goes down. And they get the decision this time. It was Hossam Paulo who won the foul there. And big chance this then for Egypt to reclaim the lead. is a free kick, but it is from point-blank range. This one, Hossam Paulo up against Samson Kiria, the Ugandan goalkeeper, for Egypt to reclaim the lead. And Paulo scores. He finds the corner beautifully, took that one really well, and the fist bump from Mustafa Zaidan Lofti to celebrate. The Egyptian coach delighted to see his team back in front here. The Pharaohs have to win this game today, and now they are 2-1 in front with that beautifully taken effort from Hossam Paulo. And Uganda respond to that by a change of goalkeeper. Samson Kiria making way for Mehdi Kibirige. And straight from the off, Uganda have a free kick here. And the Egyptians surrounding the referee. Joshua Leti Lubwama is the player who's getting ready to take this free kick. Uganda have already come from behind once in this game today. Can they do it again? Mustafa Ali Sassa will come on for Egypt, possibly not until after the free kick has been taken. A bit of arguing going on amongst themselves from the Egyptians. Can Lubwama make it 2-2 here? Would be another quick reply from the Ugandans. The Sand Cranes in pole position to reach the semis at the start of the day. It's over the top from Lubwama. Frustration for Angelo Shirinzi and his side. A shake of the head from the Sand Cranes coach. Just a reminder that teams finish level on points, then it's the head-to-head record that counts first. In other words, if Egypt were to win this game in extra time, they would pick up 2 points. That would mean that they'd be level with Uganda on 3 each, but they would have the head-to-head advantage. And the header off the upright, very nearly a third goal for Egypt. And a big save from Mehdi Kibirige, who pams it away, and then the follow-up from Hassan Hussein is wide. Well, Egypt very nearly opening up a 2-goal lead there. It was Mustafa Ali Sassa whose effort hit the post, which you might see again in a moment. Action continuing up at the other end just now. Godfrey Luezibawa plays it into the middle. Beko Lukuya is going to return to the action in a moment. The Egyptian coach watching on. His team could have done with that 2-goal cushion. They're not especially comfortable. Luezibawa's ball evades a teammate in the middle. Shot from long range, wasn't far away. Now, Mehdi Kibirige didn't really react to that effort from Hassan Hussein, but may have spotted the reaction of the Egyptian coach on the touchline. He knew that one was very close indeed. Luezibawa back the way to Mehdi Kibirige. Uganda's replacement goalkeeper sending it forward, collected by Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed. Forward again. Lovely turn by Beko Lukuya, and the effort just beyond the far post. The Ugandan skipper nearly getting a second equalising goal. Terrific turn away from Hassan Hussein. Unlucky with the finish. Forward come Egypt again now. Into the middle from Mustafa Ali Sassa, collected by the keeper now with Luezibawa. A bit more flow to the game now. We hadn't really seen that in the opening exchanges. Had been very stop-start. Egypt getting ready to make another change in a moment. Hosseini's going to return to the fray. Isma Kawawulo is coming back on as well for the Sand Cranes of Uganda as they look to come from behind. Sent long forward, picked up by Mustafa Ali Sassa. Hassan Hussein's effort has gone in. The Ugandan keeper couldn't get a proper hand on it, and Egypt have that 2-goal cushion that they nearly had a few moments ago. The shot hitting the post on the other side, and that time Hassan Hussein finds the back of the net, teed up beautifully, terrific run forward down the left, and he finds the near corner of the net. The goalkeeper beaten at his near post despite getting a touch to it. Hassan Hussein comes off, punching the air in delight. Has this game swung decisively Egypt's way in the last few minutes? That's the question. Uganda will look to reply through Ismail Kawawulo. Off target. Only at the halfway stage, and of course Uganda were 3-1 down in the second period against Madagascar yesterday. We know what happened in the end in that one, and the Egyptians will be well aware of the fighting spirit shown by the Sand Cranes in that match. This game is anything but over. Shot from Kawawulo, on the other hand, is well over the bar. Uganda trailing 3-1 here. Not sure we're seeing too much in this game, which will particularly worry the Moroccans. Finished top of Group A and are waiting for the team finishing second in this section to meet them in the semis as the shot comes in, collected by Mehdi Kibirige. Lukuya. Well, there's the shot with an excellent save from Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed to deny Ismail Kawawulo. Uganda continuing to come forward here. Lukuya again. Got Uganda's goal from the penalty spot in the first period. Lukuya once again. Headed away by Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. There's a bit more flow to this game in this second period, I'm happy to say. Egypt defending that 2-goal advantage at the moment. 3-1 they lead here. Brian Nkubi hasn't really featured too heavily in proceedings in this second period. He's the danger man for Uganda. The number 9 was the target of that ball played into the middle. It's collected by El Sayed, sent forward early. Hosseini. Support from Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. It is a Uganda ball. Mustafa Samir is getting ready to come back on, and we're going to see Lwezi Bawa returning to the fray as well for Uganda, the number 7 for the Sand Cranes. Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. Caught by Godfrey Lwezi Bawa. That's been a busy game for the officials. Lwezi Bawa will get a talking to here. Might escape being the second Ugandan player to pick up a yellow card. Number 8, Joshua Leti Lubwama, was booked in the first period. Lwezi Bawa gets away without a caution there for catching Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. It will be he to take the free kick then. Fourth goal for Egypt now before the end of the second period would, you'd imagine, leave Uganda with too much to do, but it wasn't the best struck shot from Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. interception by Mustafa Samir. Egypt look to build again. Mustafa Samir once more, lining up the shot, had plenty of time to do it. Uganda just sitting back and waiting for the long-range effort. Haitham Mahsoub Costa's going to come back on for the Egyptians. Kawawulo sends it forward. Brandon Kubi struggling to make a big impression on this game. Egyptians will have been well aware of what he did yesterday against Madagascar. Mehdi Kibirige, he will look for Nkubi early, but well dealt with by Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. Lubuama back to his goalkeeper again. Time running out for Uganda to reduce the deficit before the end of the second period. It's lofted forward towards Nkubi. Keeper got a touch to it, couldn't keep hold of it though. Nkubi waits for the support to come. Uganda preparing to send on Ambrose Kigozi. Nkubi again, trying to set himself up for the overhead. It's come off El Shahat, and it's going to be a Ugandan corner as the change is made. Kigozi on for Nkubi, just giving him a little rest. He'll send him on again, I'm sure, in the third period. Kibirige. Oh, and a spectacular attempt now. Did that go in? The Ugandans appeal. It certainly crashed off the woodwork, and the suggestion from the Sand Cranes is that it bounced down across the line. Well, there is no goal line technology here, sadly. Still the pressure's on before we get the chance to look at that again. The shot comes in and flashes across the face of goal. The Ugandan substitutes appealing. The attempt from Kibirige. Oh, desperately unlucky. Well, the officials deciding that it hadn't gone in. How crucial will that end up being? It's an Egyptian free kick here, which Mustafa Samir will take, having gone down the Pharaoh's captain. 3-1 they lead. It could have been 3-2. Very, very nearly a goal back for Uganda. It took something spectacular, the hit from the goalkeeper Mehdi Kibirige. I think the Egyptian coach is well aware that his team got away with one there. Seconds of the second period to play. Hassan Hussein coming back on for the Egyptians as Mustafa Samir lines this one up. Strikes it powerfully, but well off target. Kibirige, long ball forward, picked up by Mustafa Samir. He's got a bit of time here. Tries his luck again. For the bar once again. And the seconds tick away in this second period with Egypt in control. And with luck on their side, it would seem. Mehdi Kibirige tries again to tee up a teammate. It was Ambrose Kigozi who was waiting for that ball. The second period comes to an end. And Egypt 3-1 up here against Uganda. It's looking very good for them as they head towards the semi-finals. 2 goals, 3 minutes apart in the second period. Hossan Paulo's free kick and then Hassan Hussein on target. And they are very much in the driving seat. One more team talk then from the Egyptian coach to his players as we look back at the best of the second period action. The free kick beautifully tucked in by Sao Paulo, restoring Egypt's lead. Had taken an early lead, of course, through Mustafa Shaban Ahmed, the rather lucky opening goal, which was cancelled out by Baker Lukuya's penalty. And that dead ball strike from Sao Paulo made it 2-1. Baker Lukuya with that effort, which flashed just wide of Mohamed El Sayed's goal. Could have been 2-2, instead it was to be 3-1. Mustafa Ali Sassa teeing up Hassan Hussein to find the corner of the net and make it 3-1 to the Egyptians. They sensed at that point that the semi-finals were within reach. And of course Uganda denied by the frame of the goal with the effort from Mehdi Kibirige. So Angelo Shirinzi has to rouse his troops for the final effort here. Well, yesterday against Madagascar they trailed 3-1. They got a second goal just before the end of the second period, and then it was a tremendous display in the final 12 minutes of the game to roar back and win 6-3. Bouncing back from their crushing defeat in their opening game against Senegal. The Senegal fans arriving ahead of their team's match. Final game of today's triple header coming up against Madagascar. Senegal topping Group B. Madagascar yet to get a point. They'll be heading home early. Senegal will be marching on to the semi-finals and looking like the favourites to retain their title, the dominant force in African beach soccer. The question is, who is going to join them from Group B in the semi-finals? Will it be Uganda? Will it be Egypt? At the moment, the Egyptians are on course as we head into the final period of this final game in Group B for these two teams. And Uganda to kick things off again. Egypt leading 3-1. Is there to be another big Ugandan fight back, as there was yesterday? The shot comes in. Sao Paulo wide of the target. He's already got one goal today. The sun is very much shining now here in Vilankulu. As the challenge comes in, and that's got to be a Ugandan free kick. Hassan Hussein slid in and suggested he felt the effects of that challenge as well. Fully committed challenge, wasn't it? The referee is going to reach for his pocket, and it will be a yellow card for the Egyptian player. Wesley Bawa getting some of the magic spray. Hassan Hussein seems to be suggesting that he went in fairly for the ball and was caught as well, but certainly at first glance it looked to be very much a Ugandan free kick. Bit of a problem here for Wesley Bawa. Foot needing some treatment. It's already strapped up, it is, that foot, and a bit of concern for Angelo Shirinzi. Uganda moment heading out of the competition, but there is still the prospect of a playoff for 5th position. Malawi finishing 3rd place out of 3 teams in Group A. They will contest that game, which is to come on Wednesday, following tomorrow's rest day. That'll be the first of a triple header on Wednesday, with the semi-finals to follow it. First one, we'll see Morocco play well, Egypt as it stands. Godfrey Luezibawa being stretchered off here. And it's going to be a chance then for Brian Kubi to return to the action for Uganda. They do need their main goal threat back on the field. He is going to take this. An early goal back in the third period would certainly give them renewed hope. Hero of yesterday's win against Madagascar, back into the fray for the Sand Cranes. Brian Kubi from halfway lines up the shot. It's a good save from Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed. Just a corner then for Uganda. And it's turned over the bar by Lupuama. You do feel they need one back quickly. More changes then for Uganda. Kamawulo returning to the action as Egypt come forward looking for a fourth goal that would surely end this contest, you feel. Hossam with his second of the game, and there is very clear daylight between the teams now. Egypt do look to be heading to the semi-finals of the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations 2022. That ball missed by the Ugandan goalkeeper Mehdi Kibirige, and Hossam making no mistake. Really intelligent cross held up from the left-hand side by Ahmed Mohamed El Shahat. And well might the Egyptian coach appear relaxed with his arms crossed. That's a real dampener for Uganda. Kikonyogo. They will continue to fight, but it does look like their hopes of making the semi-finals are going to be dashed here as Egypt bursts forward again. The Ugandans have to leave a bit of space in behind as they try to make what would be the most dramatic of comebacks, even more dramatic than yesterday's. Lupuama backed away to Mehdi Kibirige. It's another shot from range. It's a good save that time from Kibirige. Denied would have been a spectacular goal himself at the end of the second period for Uganda, and he'll be disappointed at the way in which he was beaten for Egypt's fourth goal, but redeeming himself to some extent with that save as the corner is floated in and the headed effort saved again by Kibirige. Kikonyogo hits it. Really good strike from Jonathan Kikonyogo. And again, the Egyptian goalkeeper equal to it. Flying to his left to turn that ball away. Godfrey Luezibawa getting ready to deliver this. Now, in fact, it's been given Egypt's way in the end. Good to see that Luezibawa is okay to continue after being stretchered off a few moments ago. Forward by El Sayed. And another free kick given and another card shown here. Hosseini, the player caught. Now then. Well, Godfrey Luezibawa is not impressed at the decision to show the yellow. the challenge by Isma Kabawulo. And it's given Egypt another free kick in an excellent position here. Hosseini to take it. This really would finish Uganda off. We're at that stage of the game now with 9 minutes remaining. Hosseini, it's a long way out, but it's in a very good position. It's a good save from Kibirige. Lubuama. Godfrey Wezibawa challenging for that ball with Hosseini. Returned by El Shahat to his goalkeeper. Pharaohs desperate to do better than previous appearances at the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. They've been regulars at the semi-final stage in recent editions without making it to the final. Getting beyond that stage, getting to the World Cup, that has to be the aim for them, even if they recognise just how strong Senegal are when it comes to actually winning the title. Here's the shot from Isma Kabawulo. Good save again from El Sayed, who's made a few fine interventions in this third period. Uganda continue to press forward, a really well-struck shot, and once again the frame of the goal to the rescue for Egypt. Well, that effort drawing applause from his manager, Angelo Shirinzi. Isma Kabawulo it was who hit it. Will be interesting to hear what Angelo Shirinzi has to say after this game about the efforts of his team, because they've kept going, they haven't let the heads go down. El Sayed forward, headed away. Collected by El Shahat, drives it in. Mehdi Kibirige with the save, now with Godfrey Wezibawa. Fighting for the ball and wins the free kick. That's why the decision was given. Uganda needs something special now. Godfrey Wezibawa lining this one up. Egypt beaten 6-4 by Senegal yesterday, leading 4-1 today. Wezibawa hits it, really good shot, but again, Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed equal to it, tipping it over for the corner, which Uganda need to hurry to take. Comes in for Lubuama, difficult to keep that one down. He'll be frustrated. Uganda have not been able to make more of this today. They've been unlucky on a couple of occasions. They call them an emerging force in African beach soccer, but Egypt have been just a bit too good, a bit too streetwise for them today, and they've got another goal now. It's been turned in by Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. It will be his second goal of the game. And there is not any doubt whatsoever that that one is his. Samson Kiria will be returned to the fray for Uganda. Got a big hand on it, but not enough to keep it out. And second goal for the Egypt number 8 makes it 5-1 now. Mustafa Shaban Ahmed with a brace, and Egypt leading 5-1, heading to the semi-finals and on course for a first win in normal time at this competition. They needed penalties, remember, to see off Madagascar in their first game before Senegal proved too strong for them in their second match. The shot comes in from long range, which Samson Kiria sees flash by the post. Uganda will not be emulating their run to the semi-finals last year. Disappointment for Angelo Shirinzi after he was appointed in the run-up to this competition. Former Switzerland coach. There will be no run to the semi-finals for the Sand Cranes here, and the World Cup dream will die as well, as that ball is played forward. Kept in on the far side by Hossam Paulo. Massoud Costa's getting ready to come back on for Egypt. Maybe a chance for Uganda to pull another one back. Baker Lukuya's effort saved by the substitute goalkeeper for the Egyptians. The corner is played, and another attempt from Lukuya with the overhead kick, which was deflected behind. Played in by Luezi Bawa. Uganda looking to keep the pressure on Ibrahim Abdelaziz Zezo. In goal now for the Egyptians, who sends it forward to Hosseini. Hosseini maybe to make it 6. Good save from Samson Kiria. Luezi Bawa again. Just feel that they are struggling to string any passes together. They've got to be as direct as possible and as clinical as possible when they get the ball in a dangerous position. That ball flashing across the face of goal from Hossam Paulo. Forward again by Samson Kiria. Can't pick out Brian Nkubi, and the difference between his performance yesterday and his display today, it's like night and day, has to be said. Just hasn't been able to get in the game against the physical and tough tackling Egyptian defence. Luezi Bawa scrapping, I should say, to win the ball back, and tries the overhead. Ismail Bakat is going to return to the action for Egypt. Hossam Paulo making way. It's been a good day for him. A couple of goals. A couple of goals as well for Mustafa Shaban Ahmed. Bakat helped on. Forward to Bakat again. Do sense that the Ugandans know that they're a beaten team now. Luezi Bawa well off target. Well, they'll finish with 3 points. They have the head-to-head against Madagascar, so they'll head into the 5th and 6th place playoff. Doesn't matter what Madagascar do against Senegal shortly. Senegal will top the group. As Bakat tries his luck, doesn't get hold of the shot, saved by Samson Kiria. And a foul conceded by Costa. Egypt heading through in 2nd place in Group B, and we're going to have an Egypt-Morocco semi-final on our hands, which should be terrific entertainment. Yellow card for Costa. That is a repeat of a couple of 3rd place playoffs that we've seen in 2016 and in Sharm el-Sheikh in 2018. On each occasion Egypt won, albeit just a consolation prize, taking the bronze medal on these occasions. Morocco beat Egypt 4-3 in the group phase last year to reach the semi-finals at the Pharaohs' expense. The shot coming in from Kabawulo, turned behind by Zezo for a Ugandan corner. The game is nearly up for the Sand Cranes. Luezibawa plays it in. Mustafa Samir is waiting to come back on for Egypt as Mehdi Kibirige commits the foul. Got himself into a bit of trouble. And it's a penalty for Egypt. They look to wrap this up with a 6th goal. It's going to be Ismail Bakat then to take it. Uganda's only goal today, a penalty from Beko Lukuya. And now a chance for Egypt to put the seal on an ultimately comfortable win. Ismail Bakat tucks it in, and it's 6-1 to the Pharaohs. The celebrations can begin. A big win which will do wonders for their confidence ahead of the semi-finals. Ismail Bakat with an emphatic finish from the spot. That is how to tuck the ball home. And Egypt ultimately said they've been too streetwise for Uganda today. They've had much greater quality in front of goal as well. Ismail Bakat making it 6-1. And Egypt with their best performance yet at this year's Cup of Nations. Not convincing against Madagascar in their first game. Blew the lead in that match. They needed penalties just to get 1 point. As Uganda grab at least the 2nd goal, that was arguably the best finish we've seen today. And finally, a bit of quality from Brian Nkubi. The Sand Cranes just haven't been able to pick him out often enough. That was a superbly taken goal to beat Zezo, the Egyptian keeper. Fantastic finish, brings it back to 6-2, finishing with a flourish. Clock just running down now for Egypt. Goals haven't been as spectacular as that, but they've been too strong, too experienced for the Sand Cranes today. Nkubi battling for the ball with Bakat. It will be a free kick. Egypt did come 5th last year. They beat Tanzania to take 5th place, having been eliminated in the group stage. Uganda losing to Mozambique in the semis. Roles reversed this time. Uganda heading for the 5th place playoff against Malawi. Egypt heading for a semi-final against Morocco. We're going to have Senegal and Mozambique meeting in the final in that case. The semi-final chance for Senegal to advance to another final. Senegal beating Mozambique in the final last year. Luezibawa tries the shot, it's flashed across goal by Kabawulo. Seconds remaining now. Played in by Mustafa Samir. Ismail Bakat lays it back towards Mustafa Ali Sassa. Godfrey Luezibawa again scrapping. He's been getting very wound up in there with the Egyptian team as Luezibawa. Well, that's why the free kick was given. take a look at the standings at the end of this game. And it will look much nicer for the Egyptians when they see the table. Going to finish with 4 points to their name in this section. Wezibawa tries the shot, good save from Zezo. Final seconds ticking away for the Sand Cranes. Forward by Zezo, looking for Ismail Bakat. Samson Kiria comes out to collect. Can Uganda get another consolation goal in the final seconds of this match? The whistle will go. It is all over. The Egyptians can celebrate an ultimately emphatic victory here today against Uganda by 6 goals to 2, clinching their place in the semi-finals of the 2022 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. Uganda just not offering enough of a threat. You have to say today they couldn't pick out the danger man Brian Nkubi often enough. His brilliant finish from a late overhead kick proving to be scant consolation for the Sand Cranes. Egypt too streetwise, too experienced, too strong physically in the end. And their first win in normal time. It's a very timely one, you have to say, after they needed penalties to beat Madagascar. And they were beaten by a very strong Senegal team 6-4 yesterday. They will take second place in Group B, ahead of Uganda, who will have to settle for the 5th place playoff against Malawi. And Senegal, with 1 game still to play, guaranteed top spot in the section after hammering Uganda 10-1 in their first match, and then a 6-4 win against the Egyptians yesterday. 2 wins out of 2 for the reigning champions, as they look to win a 4th consecutive edition of the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. Egypt, who've never finished better than 3rd place in this competition, advancing to the semi-finals where Morocco will await them.